also have another question for you. I know we talked about this a little bit before the interview, of your coaching style, and I know you were talking about how you coach kind of like pro level and then beginners,
right?
And just kind of the difference between their learning style, mentality-wise. Can you? I know that you, since you're a pro as well, you can correlate with that, like both sides. It seems like. Can you tell me more about kind of how you kind of pick and choose what you say?
Sure. Well, I mean, first of all, with the lower levels, we'll say beginners, it's about technique, it's about mechanics, it's about, you know, how to hit the ball and how to you know, learning the rules. I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I get beginners, when I teach here in Carlsbad, the first thing I tell my students, I go, listen, the hardest thing you're gonna learn is how to keep score in pickleball, right? Because of the scoring. But basically, at the beginner level, it's about technique, mechanics, and the upper level players, it's more about understanding the geometry of the court, and also you know, watching your opponent's body language. And you know, the idea is that you know, you want to take advantage of your strengths and go after the weaknesses at the higher level, of course. And also mindset, you know, and then it goes in more into the psychological part of the game, as far as, you know, if you're down. The thing funny about pickleball, you can be down. Tyson McGuffin's a perfect example. I've seen Tyson, I call him T. He answers the T to me, but anyway, I've seen Tyson being down like 2-8, which a game is 2-11, and have him come back and win 11-8.
Oh, wow.
So in pickleball, I find that the momentum can change so much quicker than tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be in tennis, you can be up 40-love and double fault twice and still have an ad in the game. But anyway, so basically what I'm saying is that the upper level players is more strategy and geometry and what your opponent's doing.
Yeah, and when you're learning, you're just kind of learning that basic fundamentals.
Yeah, and that's a fun level.
It is a fun
beginners,
level.
I love it a lot. They're a lot, you know, it's all about.
I'm kind of at that level, and I have so much fun with it.
Oh, sure.
You learn so much.
Yeah, and it's all about, okay, where we're gonna have lunch. You know?
Exactly.
Exactly right.
And throughout your career, did you have any setbacks at all?
Yeah, I mean, everybody does. I mean, in all reality, you know, some days you have good days and bad days, but you're only as good as you are. It's something that I use for the upper level players. You're only good as your worst day.
Yeah.
And you have to make adjustments, and you know, this is where the mindset comes in.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sure.
And is there a moment in your teaching career that you've made a big impact and you were like, that was one of my best?
One in particular that I still get a little emotional about it. I had a student. I used to teach in the Hamptons in New York, at a real nice club, Rec Club of East Hampton, and I had a membership. Anyway, 9/11 came, and one of my students, she got out of there, and she had lost 3 of her fingers, and she loved tennis, and basically I made a glove with Velcro on it so she could keep playing.
That's awesome.
So
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's a really great story. And lastly, I know you told me today that you're learning all the time and you like to share your wisdom. How do you keep learning as a coach?
Well, you watch and learn. I mean, you watch the new players coming in. Obviously, the PPA Tour and the APP are still in their infancy. The top players, and the game is becoming more of a faster game. One of the reasons that I got into writing my book is I saw some older techniques that definitely weren't happening anymore, and so I evolved to doing that. And just I think really, I think the great coaches. This I learned this years and years ago from my mentors that once you think you know it all, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You have to be open for suggestions. For example, the swing volley. You know, years ago you didn't ever think about it, and now most of the players are hitting these swing volleys versus just sticking their paddle out. So basically, pickleball is becoming more offensive. The serve is becoming bigger, and the return is becoming bigger. Yeah. And so anyway, so good stuff.
So I know that you're a man of many things, and you are also now a publisher, it seems like, with your 2 books that you are in the trend of kind of sharing. Can you tell me a little bit more about your books and the titles of kind of, I know you have a beginner book and then
Right.
you have more of like a book with strategy. Do you mind sharing that
Sure,
with us?
sure. This is Pickleball Myth and Methods, a guide to the new game. Basically, this is for beginners with focusing on technique and a little bit of strategy, but mostly mechanics.
Yeah.
And also a little bit of doubles play and you know, how to work with your partner and that type. And what I've done is you just the upper level, and I flip it over. There it is. So now this is called podium pickleball. That's a nice. When I won the Margaritaville U.S. Open, this was my medallion they gave me.
That
So
is awesome.
I took a picture of it. Anyway, so this is podium. This is more, when I say podium, what is a podium? Podium is where you stand on to accept your award. So basically this is more strategy, more teamwork, and also there's a psychological part in here as far as how to deal with loss. We all have accepted loss at some point in our lives. And also there's also a fitness component in here on cross training, which doesn't make a difference.
That's awesome.
So anyway, lots of fun with it.
That's awesome. And if I were to get one, where would I get it?
Probably the best way. I'm kind of under the radar. I mean, I think I've sold 3 of these accidentally. I mostly give them away, but they can reach out to me and we can make it happen through my phone number or my email address.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you said fitness is a big part of what you do as well when you coach.
Right, exactly. Well, once upon a time I got out of tennis and I became a personal trainer.
Awesome.
I spent a season with working with a player for the Chicago White Sox. And owned a fitness center in Florida for some time. So I've always been a cross trainer and felt that who's ever the fittest in the third game is going to win, especially in singles.
Yeah.
The only problem about singles is you can't blame anybody.
I know exactly. I definitely have that trait of blaming somebody.
It's always nice to, my partner, you know, but singles is like, there you go, mano a mano, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh, it was me, I'm sorry.
Exactly right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Raudel, for
my
sitting
pleasure.
down and talking with me and Mint. Do you have any last words? Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Thank you guys. If you like this meeting with Raudel, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.